Hey guys, what is going on? This is car number 5, and I have another player review for you guys. We're going to be talking about the starting pitcher for the Miami Marlins, Jose Fernandez. And in my opinion, since he finally got his slider, and he got a recent upgrade, I think he is right up there with one of the best pitchers in the game. If I were to rank them, I would go probably Arrieta, Thor, and then Jose Fernandez. Jose Fernandez might be easily becoming my favorite pitcher, though, in the game. His attributes: 92 stamina, 92 hits per 9, 92 K per 9, 67 walks per 9. The combination of hits per 9 and K per 9 might be the best in the game. I don't know if Kershaw's is better, but I'm not a huge fan of Kershaw. So out of my rotation, those are the best hits per 9 and K per 9. So he's going to minimize the PCI better than any other starting pitcher, besides maybe Kershaw. Now he does have 82 clutch. Remember, that can help minimize the PCI as well. But what also we're going to focus on here is some of his pitches. He's got 5 pitches now. Of course, they added the slider. And so first, let's talk about his fastball. Fastball can be thrown anywhere from 95 to 98. More consistently, going to be 90, around 96. His slider can be thrown around 84 miles an hour, but it has 99 break. I don't know if you guys knew that. Slider has 99 break. Changeup, 87 miles an hour, 64 break. Two-seamer, anywhere from 94 to 90, 96, 79 break. And sweeping curve, another great pitch, and another reason I love Jose Fernandez. It comes in at 81 miles an hour, and it has 90 break. So the 2 breaking balls he throws has, respectively, 99 break and 90 break. It just absolutely destroys right-handed pitchers. His changeup is not as good as, I would say, Arrieta's or Thor's. So he's a little bit more vulnerable against lefties. It's a little bit of a harder changeup, but it also doesn't have tremendous break. And unlike Thor, his is a straight change. I feel like the circle change is just a better pitch. So that is probably the one weakness I would say. His changeup isn't spectacular, but there's still ways to get lefties out. And of course, we'll show you guys that later on in pitching practice. I'll show you quick stats. I just got him recently. 20 innings pitched. I got 3 walks. Let's see how many strikeouts I have. Let's see here. Well, it doesn't even show these stats. This stat page, man, they really need to redo. Let's see, I've allowed 2 home runs. Oh, there, right there. The 18 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 20 innings. So I feel like he strikes out a little bit more than Thor and Arrieta. He just demolishes right-handed pitchers, or right-handed hitters, guys. Right-handed hitters are hitting 129. Overall, batters are batting 150, and he has a .9 ERA. Keep in mind, I only have 20 innings pitched with him, so it is small sample size, but I feel like he's easily one of the best pitchers in Diamond Dynasty. Next, we'll have some pitching tips and pitching practice, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so here we are in pitching practice. I want to give you guys a few pointers. Starting out against left-handed batters. Now, Jose Fernandez, I believe, is a little bit more susceptible to facing left-handed batters just because his changeup isn't great. Remember, it only had about 60 break, but you still have to utilize the changeup, of course, against lefties. Just keep it down. If you really want to mix it up, you can throw it up in the zone, but keep in mind when you throw things up in the zone, they're going to be thrown harder, so that changeup's going to be coming in at 89 to 90 miles an hour, which is sweet spot timing for a lot of bats online, so just be aware of that. If people are swinging super early on that fastball, it might be something to try. But what I do, Fernandez, is I don't throw the sweeping curve too often. I throw it maybe 2 to 3 times a game. I'll throw it backdoor about right here, up and away. I'll try it every now and then, down and in or something. Don't throw it too often because you can hang it easily, and a lot of people can pick that up. Coming into the inside part of the plate, thrown from a right-handed hitter. Thrown from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed hitter, so I don't throw it too often. The slider I kind of use, as usual. So every now and then you can backdoor it, but what I like to do, that slider is still great, guys. It has 99 breaks, so you do want to utilize it. Throw it inside, down and in, middle in, or high and in. Keep in mind you want to throw pitches from the same arm slot. So if you're throwing high fastballs, mixing some sliders, the slider can be a good asset against left-handed batters. Now keep in mind, it's a little bit different from Thor and Arrieta's slider, where those are more like cutters. Fernandez's slider is almost more like a curveball. So he has a sweeping curve and he has a slider, but the slider has 99 breaks, so it's almost like, it is a breaking ball, but it's almost like a curveball. It just breaks so much. So something you could try a little bit more often than compared to Thor Arrieta is the slider, down and in. It's also a safer pitch, and yeah, I'll talk about why I like that pitch. And that is because, guys, I love to throw down and into lefties, middle in, down and in. I love to establish this part of the plate right here with Jose Fernandez's fastball, and then I like to work that slider down and in and that changeup down and away. I don't throw too many pitches away. Every now and then I will throw two seamers away, just to keep them honest. And conversely of what I do with Arrieta and Thor is, I like to throw that sinker, front door to get them looking. I don't like to do that with Fernandez's two-seamer. That two-seamer is a little bit easier to pick up, doesn't break as much, and it's a little bit easier to hit. A lot of people can just naturally read it and react to it really well. So the only time I use a two-seamer against lefties is either up and away or middle away. I don't like to throw it down and away either. So that's how I like to pitch lefties. Let's go ahead and throw some pitches here. Keep in mind, the most important pitch to establish against lefties, I believe, is that inside fastball. I like to start it down and in. All right, get a nice little ground out there. And what I like to work off that fastball is that changeup and slider down and in as well. Now against righties, this is where Fernandez shines. He absolutely eats up righties. The slider, sweeping curve are amazing. You can throw the two-seamer in on the hands. I like to throw it for a ball more often than not, but he can throw that two-seamer, pretty hard. So that's a good pitch. Of course, you want to establish the inside fastball, but you can also throw fastballs away. If you're throwing a lot of sliders away, that fastball away can get them looking. There's so many things to do against righties, guys. I really don't even need to give you too many tips against righties. The fastball in is a great pitch, but really one of the two main pitches you want to utilize against right-handed batters: the slider of 99 break, slider away. You can front door it, you can throw it away off the plate. If you're throwing high and inside fastballs right up in there, what you want to do is, again, keep the same arm slot. It's still a slider up and away or middle away. It'll look like a high fastball, just like that. Now, one of my favorite pitches, which I don't throw too often against lefties, but against righties, is this sweeping curve. You can front door it, you can throw it away. The pitches look like it's going to hit him at first. It's an amazing pitch, and now Fernandez has that slider to offset that curveball. So when they see a breaking pitch, they're not for sure if it's going to be a sweeping curve or a slider. So the slider is thrown for a little bit harder than the sweeping curve. So if they're on the slider, that's when you start throwing the sweeping curve and get them out in front, and vice versa. If they're on the sweeping curve, that's when you throw the slider, in on the hands and get them to pop up or get jammed or whatever, break their bat, whatever it may be. Two great pitches though, and a lot of ways to get righties out, and that's pretty much Jose Fernandez's pitch repertoire. I'll have a few gameplay clips for you guys as well, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so we're going to show you some gameplay. First, we're going to start off with Jose Fernandez facing left-handed batters. So like I said in my previous tips, I like to establish that low and inside fastball, and that is just what we do right there. So I start my opponent off with a low and inside fastball. Next pitch, I go right back to it. Now this opponent I was playing, he was, I think, in the 1850s, so another quality opponent. And then that next pitch, I just challenge him with a fastball. Keep in mind, he was using Ichiro, so I pitch Ichiro a little bit different. I'm more willing to challenge. And I challenge him there, and I wouldn't say get away with it, but got my intended results. So next batter, another left-handed batter. I think this was his created guy. I start him off with that low and inside fastball. And you can see, guys, I'm pinpointing with Fernandez, even though he only has like 67 walks per 9. I still feel like his control is there. I challenge him again. So we got an 0-2 count. And we go back to a high fastball. He lays off. Now we have many options here. We can go with a slider, in which we do right here. We get him swinging over, but we could have went with a changeup, and we could have went with another fastball inside. So again, another left-handed batter. Start him off with a changeup that time. So starting mixing the changeup there against lefties. Come right back with the same changeup. And right here, we're going to go with a slider. So as you see, guys, I pretty much use these three pitches against lefties. I don't use a two-seam often, and I don't use a sweeping curve often. Not saying to abandon them, but you only want to throw them sparingly just to surprise your opponent, especially with two strikes. We missed our spot there, low and in. We got a 2-2 count, though. We're going to go ahead and challenge him again. I don't feel like he can hit it. And we get him swinging and missing there. That was just a bad swing. I mean, he should have laid off there, but we challenged him and he missed it. So another left-handed batter. We start him off with a low and inside fastball. Now to strike one, we come right back with a changeup. get him the layoff there. Like I said, Jose Fernandez changeup isn't amazing. Like, it's not as good as Story area is, but it's still there. We come right back, challenge him up and in. The thing with challenging him up and in, there's really no other pitch to offset that. You can try a slider. We get him looking there, but there's really no other pitch to offset that. Like, I feel like the slider doesn't really offset that, and I feel like the curveball doesn't offset that well since it's a sweeping curve. Now, if it was a 12-6 curve, that would offset the high-end fastball to lefties really well. So next batter, we throw a slider down there. We got a 1-1 count. I'm just gonna challenge him again down and in because he's looking to change up our slider half the time. We had a called strike there, so we got a 1-2 count. We just want to put this guy away, so we're gonna try a high fastball. And that is, where you want to try every now and then a sweeping curve, just to mix it up. But I decided to go right back to the low-end fastball. I missed there. We got a full count. At this point, I just want to dare him to hit it, so I come right back with a low-end fastball. Get him swinging. He makes decent contact, but we get out of the jam. So now we're going to move on to Jose Fernandez facing righties, give you some pointers. It's really a lot different pitching against right-handed pitchers. You're going to use a lot more sweeping curves and sliders. You're really going to utilize that sweeping curve a lot more because you hardly ever really need to use it against lefties. Right here, we have Jose Altuve up. So again, I want to challenge him, especially with Altuve's height. It makes it very difficult to hit high fastballs, in my opinion. So we challenge him, and we're going to challenge him for days. We got a 1-2 count. We're going to challenge him again. I really don't want to throw him a curveball or something where he can get on the ground and run out. Right here, I do try to get kind of sneaky, and I do throw the sweeping curve right there. So that's when you can utilize the sweeping curve. I threw it high in the zone because I would rather have him hit it in the air than on the ground. And I got him looking completely on that pitch. So anyways, here we are. We're going to challenge the righties again, up and in fastball. And here we're going to try the breaking ball, sweeping curve. Now, like I said, the sweeping curve is super effective against righties. And there's a lot of different ways you can use it. And we come right back in with a low-end fastball. His timing is good on it, but his PCI wasn't. So we get an easy ground out there to the shortstop. Now we have another right-handed batter. This is Mookie Betts. Again, we're just going to challenge him. Two-seamer up and in. I love to throw the two-seamer in on the hands on the righties as well. It doesn't have a ton of movement like the sinker, but it has just enough movement to get in on their hands and get a lot of broken bats and jammed weak contact for outs. Right there, we come right back with a breaking ball on the outside, and we're going to go up the ladder here with a high fastball. He lays off, and we're going to come right back with a high-end fastball because I don't think he can hit it. Lays off. I missed my spot a little bit there. So here we have a 2-2 count. And we're going to come right back in with a fastball. And we're going to get another roll over to third base for an easy out. We have one more right-handed batter, and this is Altuve again. Again, we're going to challenge him up in the zone. He misses. He's actually got good timing, but I guess his PCI wasn't on it. We come right back in. Swing and miss. So we got 2 strikes, a lot of options here. But like I said, I don't want to give Altuve the chance to get the ball on the ground and get a weak hit. So I'm going to challenge him again. And I'm going to go with the two-seamer in on the hands right here. Get him swinging, but he fouled it off. My catcher wasn't able to get to it. And we're going to come right back in with a high fastball. He hasn't proved to me that he could hit it. He actually made decent contact there, but again, he's still late on it. Alright, so that's going to do it for the video, guys. Make sure you guys like and sub, and if you have any more questions, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at CarNumber5. Again, I appreciate you guys watching the review. This is CarNumber5 signing out. Peace.